for me, it's not the actual like price. It's what I had to do to get to that price.
Hi, everyone. I'm Claudia.
And I'm Luciana.
And this is Where We Land, a podcast about immigrating and multicultural identity. Before we begin, don't forget to write to us with your questions and stories at wherewelandpod@gmail.com. So, who did we talk to today?
Today we spoke with Zosia Garcia. What a fun guest. First of all, came through Mariana, our good friend and former guest. Zosia has lived a lot of life, and I think is so hyper-focused in making it is as a producer, very talented, great work ethic.
She's a reality TV producer, man, and we get into it. It's a fun convo.
Please enjoy.
Hi, my name is Zosia. I'm an executive producer for Real Short. Producing verticals right now. I'm a photographer as well. Yeah, that's me.
So where in the world does your journey start?
So I was born and raised in Mexico, in Puebla. So it's a city that's very near from Mexico City, like about an hour and a half. I was raised there. I lived with my parents and my brother. Well, my brother is younger, so I lived 4 years on my own, but then I really don't remember.
The golden years.
Yeah, I bet. But then I just grew up. I was my whole life in the same house, same school.
I'm not very familiar with Puebla. I've only ever been to Mexico City, and that's like a pretty big city, bustling city. What's Puebla like? Is it similar? Is it very different?
Well, Puebla has been growing a lot, but even though it's the fourth biggest city in Mexico, it's I guess it's a big city, but mentality-wise, I feel like it's a little town. So
okay.
Very
get that. Sounds like Trujillo for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So get it.
So I mean, really, really beautiful place. It has a lot of history. I mean, of course, you have heard of chiles en nogada, mole, and all that stuff that comes from Puebla.
Mm-hmm.
So it has like a very big gastronomic culture. Overall, I mean, I guess it's okay. I don't know what to say.
Love that. Your hometown, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's okay.
Put that on a bumper
my
sticker.
sentiments are similar. Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I guess it was too small for me and for my dreams. So it was just I was not gonna be able to stay there, you know?
That makes a lot of sense, especially because you mentioned that acting was one of those early dreams. So how did you discover that? And were you also acting in Puebla? How did that get started?
So, even though I'm not an actor at all anymore, I remember one time my dad took me to a play in Mexico City. He always took us to plays and orchestra, and he would like to take us to cool places. And I remember that first play. I was about 7 years old, and as soon as it was done, I was like, I want to do that. I just knew that was the world I wanted to be part of. And then somehow, since I was fairly young, maybe 12, I would literally go every weekend and rent an insane amount of movies that I would just watch. And it was just that was what I wanted to do. I would just I wanted to tell stories. And it came to the point that I was not even legally okay to work for Blockbuster when Blockbuster existed. That's how old I am. That they wanted me to work because I knew all the movies. I remember even not being I remember not being in age to watch certain movies, and I would just rent them and watch them while my parents weren't around, just because I was obsessed with film. I studied in college in Mexico, in Puebla, theater, like BFA in arts and theater. It was very cultural. And then when I was done, I was just like, I want to move to LA.
Just like walk me through this. You land in LA, you're like, I'm gonna be an actress. You're probably turning around. You're like, oh, everybody here wants to be an actress. What do you do? Like, what is that process? Like, how do you get an agent? What is like, do you go to acting school? Do you just start showing up to auditions? Like, please walk me through that. I have no idea of that world.
When I arrived, I was like, oh shit. Like I was like, I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. Honestly, the first 6 months I was just like partying. I went from a little town to a massive city. And even though the party scene in LA is not the best, like I was just like getting to see other people and just like getting to live on my own and without like my parents being like, it's too late, you have to come back, you know, like those type of things. I was living on my own. Yeah, it was super fun. Honestly, like the acting I was not landing anything because I was not even like, I mean, I guess I did a short film or two. I did 2 short films, 3 short films, a few commercials, like in my acting career in the US. But then at some point, I just like, I remember one of my teachers told me when it stops being exciting and it stops being something that you actually want for the respect of acting and all that, you have to stop. And that's what happened. Like I just, at some point I was like not excited to go do auditions. Like in LA, at least when I arrived, it was like, you're too ugly, you're too pretty, you're too fat, you're too thin, you look Mexican, you don't look Mexican, you don't look Polish, you look Polish, you have an accent, you don't have an accent. Like it was so much and so overwhelming that I was just like, you know what? Like I'm not gonna do it. And that's when I started the production world.
I was just wondering, how do you get into production? Because you just say things like, I love that when you tell your life to someone else, you're like, oh yeah, I tried acting for a little bit and then I got into production because I decided. And it's like, wait, that's a whole other career. What do you mean you just got into production?
So, well, I mean, I think it helped. I've always been the girl with the camera. And I did also, like, I studied photography. And so when I stopped the acting world and I was like, I'm done, I was taking photo shoots. So
okay,
I was doing photo shoots. So I was just like, okay, like maybe I'm going to go that route. But then on that route, I met a really good friend, Mexican guy. And he was like I told him everything. And he was just like, do you want to be a PA? Production assistant.
Production assistant.
Yeah. And I was like, sure, what do I have to do? And he was like, okay, you have to go meet the producers. This is an amazing story. And I was like, okay. And so I got there with a dress and heels to the appointment because I was just like, okay, so I'm going to a work appointment. And when the producer saw me, he was just like, well, nice meeting you. Yeah, you got the job. Have you done this? No, I'm new. And he was like, yeah, I can see that. And then he was just like, just so you know, you gotta be like in all blacks, sneakers, just be comfy. We'll see.
You're gonna run around.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And that's how I started my journey as a PA. Like I was a PA for big shows. I was a PA for studio shows. And then from there, like, honestly, I like whenever I do something, I give my 150%. So I was just like hustling. And also by that time, when I started being a PA, my dad had cut me off. He was just like, I'm not going to send you money. I'm not going to pay your rent. I'm not going to pay your parties. That's it. He had seen a movie in Mexico and he was like, I'm done. You're done. So I really had to hustle. He was like, you can come back. And I was like, I'm not going back. So I hustled. And then from there, I jumped to production coordinator, production manager. But all the production world wasn't like, there was no art there. It was just like super square.
Is it like logistics? Is it like a lot of coordination and logistics? Okay. Because like producing, it's just like, I see produced by in films, and it's like, I think that those are the people that finance the film. Like, I just like, for
it can mean a lot of things.
It can mean a lot of things. So it's nice to know that, like, okay, production coordinator, production assistant, those are like more logistical roles. And that's kind of what you were doing. And then what is the end game as a producer? Like, what would you aspire to be there in this new role that you're in?
You say you have really big dreams, so
yeah, I mean, like, so there's a bunch of producers. I feel like nobody understands what we do because there's so many lines of work in this industry that it's just like, but there's line producers. For example, line producers are the ones that are like more like budgets, money, blah blah blah. So I didn't want it to be that type of producer. I wanted to like go in meetings and like talk to networks and talk to clients and talk to brands and cast people and talk to the directors and somehow have like the artistic side of producing. And so I started talking to people and be like, I don't I'm very grateful, but I don't see myself like being in the production world. I want to be in the producer's world. And so that's how I got a associate producer job for Dr. 90210 for E! Entertainment. And that's how I started my journey as a producer.
Nice.
Do you get to kind of choose your projects a little bit more? Is there something that you're working on right now that you're like really passionate about? Like, you're like, oh, I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing right now?
I am very passionate about what I do, because right now I have the chance to get to work with different production companies around Latin America. So I travel to Argentina, Colombia, Mexico, Spain, Peru, and I get to know people from all those countries and artists from all those countries, producers, directors, actors, and that's very awesome. Rewarding for me.
Is that like your preference? Do you gravitate more towards like Latam?
I think the Latino community hasn't been explored that much. I think, for example,
in film, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like kind of like we land on the telenovela side of everything. But I do think there's a lot of talent from what I've seen. I mean, Argentina is something else. That those guys are like part of Europe. Their talent is just like insane. But I feel like that's what I like. I'm just like exploring, and I feel like there's art everywhere you go. And I love being the person that's showing the world like artists from Latam, because I do connect with them a lot. Now, I love European film. Like, it's just insane. But there's insane movies everywhere. So I don't know. Like, I'm open to everything.
I'm very curious about the lifestyle, because you mentioned like working with production companies from like different parts of Latin America. So does that part appeal to you? I always hear about people who either have some job where touring is involved, or where like they have to fly around a lot. So I'm wondering for you, do you like it? Because there's people that genuinely enjoy it, right? The travel, the new people, the constant change, or are you missing some routine?
I'm in love of like getting to know people and just like traveling. I really have a passion for what I do. So every time I travel, I enjoy it. I love being on set. Like you said, I travel once a month. Right now I'm finding the best of the best teams so that I could eventually like trust them. But that being said, you talk about routine, and I think that you can create your own routine wherever you are. I'm very disciplined, so I work out every day, even if it's 20 minutes. I'll bring my jumping rope and like wherever I am, if I don't find a gym nearby my hotel. I meditate, I journal, I try to do what I would be doing here, but there.
Right.
Wherever I am.
That's very curious because whenever you look at people who have those lifestyles, like that travel a lot, when you look at them from far away, I romanticize them in my mind, and I'm like, oh, these people must be like equipped for like new, constant, moving change. They must be so flexible and go with the flow and like last minute spontaneous because they're traveling so much. And it's like, no, you're clearly incredibly disciplined, and that's kind of what it actually takes to like maybe handle so much travel.
I've been doing it for a few years now. I was working for this show, Netflix show, Love is Blind, and like we
would. Oh my God!
Right.
Yeah.
Addicted. I've been addicted to all the seasons.
Yeah, some people were like,
what's
really
your favorite season?
The ones that I did, all the other ones are shit.
Oh, which one did you do?
I did season 3, season 4, season 6 and 7, I believe.
Oh my God.
3, 4, 6, and 7. Luciana, do you even?
I've seen them all. You got to tell me the places.
Like, okay, so I did Dallas. I did Seattle. I did Charlotte. And then, what was the last one I did? Washington, D.C.
Okay, it's where I am. Which, by the way, you only had like one person from Washington, D.C. Everyone else was from Maryland and Virginia, just FYI.
Well, but let's be honest, you're not going to find anybody from Washington, D.C. It's like it's just like a street. It's just like such a small place.
That's so true.
But it's
the shade on D.C. But it is like one street.
No one from D.C. I feel like this was a thing on like social media. Everyone's from D.C. Like, of course, they got people from all. It's like you're saying, Love is Blind Manhattan, and everyone is from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Or, Queens.
Well, I mean, no. You can do that. So, like,
but that's the truth. I'm sorry, but everyone in Manhattan was like born in Jersey and moved here after college. Like, it's
no, and like currently living. Yes. Like,
but it's the same in LA.
It was. Yeah.
Who's
from
one's
LA?
Like from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No. It's a whole thing that people are like, oh, I live in DC. Oh, really? Where? In like, I don't know, Fairfax, Virginia. And everyone's like, that's not DC.
Yeah.
I love that Luciana is like this close to asking you, so this couple.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes. She's this like, close to I can see it in her eyes.
Luciana, whenever you just like text me and I'll tell you all the tea.
Oh my God. What?
You should not have offered that. Oh my God.
I mean, I don't work for them anymore, so.
I have so many questions. Okay, so that's fun. What else? What are you working on now? Okay, like now I'm like floored. Is it mostly reality? No, you kind of do all of the things.
When I started, when I was like, I've produced big photo shoots for massive people, like big A-listers. I've produced like reality things that I don't watch, which is funny. Perfect Match, Love is Blind, Master Distiller, Dr. 90210. Like, I can tell you, like, I've probably seen 2 seasons of all the things I've done. I've done documentaries. Okay. I've worked as a still photographer for commercials, the LA Phil. Like, I've done a lot of things.
By chance, and this is me fangirling, by chance, did you ever work on The Summer I Turned Pretty?
No. No,
because that is just like me, and every millennial woman out there is like, obsessed with the show that just. And
this is now Luciana being like, "Do you know anyone who worked there?"
I bet I do.
Have a friend.
Can I meet Chris Wright?
Like, you come to LA, and I like that thing that they say that you're 7 people away from whoever you want to meet. It's so true. I didn't work a lot of scripted in my LA journey until now, but right now I'm doing this like new format that's called Verticals. That's we shoot like that type of, like if it was a telenovela, but like we watch it.
Oh my gosh, are you talking about? I've seen this on. I hate this. I hate this about myself now. See, this podcast made me have a TikTok account. Not even a personal TikTok account, just this podcast TikTok account.
Okay.
But I'm the one that posts things on it. So therefore, every time you open TikTok, you get hit in the face by something, right? That's how TikTok works.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, I got hit in the face one day with, I think what you're talking about, these vertical soap operas.
Yep.
Luciana, it is like episode, like not even episodes.
Oh,
so
I don't
like
know what this is.
Second
I'm
clips,
so lost.
like clips, like 10-second clips, 15-second clips, a minute clips. I don't even know how long they are because I never watched the whole thing. But it'll be like part one of like 80 is one TikTok. And it's like, I'm sorry if you've worked on one of these, but it's like the
I
worst
worked in many
acted,
of this.
worst, like it's drama. It's like La Maldita Lisiada. It's that level of drama. It's like,
wait, people are consuming this on TikTok exclusively.
No, there's apps. Like I work for Real Short, which is the best one, which is like number one. And the numbers are crazy. Like people are loving it.
I have a question on like, okay, it seems like you're really open to like all types of experiences, working with a ton of people. Do you have a like, I would love to work with this director? Like, do you have a wish list? Do you have a top 5, top 2, top 3 people that you're like, I would, oh my God, I've made it if I get to work with this person?
My favorite director is Xavier Dolan, which is like a Canadian director, and he's just like I love him. So of course, like working with someone like him would be amazing. But I think that whenever I'm receiving a big like a nomination or a big award, then I'll say I made it, but not because I worked with someone, but because I made it happen.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there is like a goal of this like recognition award that would mean. Okay.
So whenever I work with myself in 5 years or 10 years from now, I would say I just like want to work with my future self.
Nice.
I love that.
Okay. Yeah.
I love that.
And you know what? I love that because like I feel like a lot of people in the entertainment industry or any industry where there's awards, there's like a shyness or like like I need to say or pretend that I don't really care about the awards or like as if that's some kind of like goal or something to strive for, to like not care. It's not to that be important. I don't do it for that. I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for the awards. And it's like, you picked this business for a reason. I think recognition, it's a business that obviously makes, like, everyone needs money to survive. So stop saying you're not doing it for the money.
We love money.
You have
like,
lawyers.
Who doesn't love money? Like, it's just like whenever like I'm not doing it for the money, we're all doing it for the money.
I love when actors say they're not doing it for the money, and then like, you have a team of lawyers negotiating your salary for you, sir. I think you do care about the money.
Or
else
you just signed this deal with this brand. What is that about? Like,
yeah.
Right?
So like,
I think, I mean, it's recognition. I like, like if you're a tennis player and you win the U.S. Open and you get the recognition, like, let's be honest, like it's just something to embrace, and just something that because it's not, for me, it's not the actual like prize. It's what I had to do to get to that prize. Because if I get that prize, that means I did something right, which is like actually told a really good story that connected with people. Like, so whenever I get that recognition, I'll know that I did something right. You know, and
I understand
everybody loves money, so
yeah. But I understand that. I understand that everyone, I think, needs goalposts. Like, what are your goalposts? Or else what? Life is just an endless like array of like seconds passing by one after the other, where we're just waking up, working, going to sleep, working up. Like, no one wants to feel like that. So everyone wants to feel like they're achieving, like they're getting somewhere, like they're going somewhere. Like, and when you know what your career is and you're in it, you have to figure out what those goalposts are for you.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be money, and they don't have to be awards. Okay, I'll admit that. But pick the ones for you. What is it that you're going to be measuring yourself against? Because you want to improve and you want to be better and you want to strive for something.
Yeah.
So set those goalposts for yourself. And if it's awards, if it's a specific award, like, that is worthwhile. That is something like what you want to, you're achieving. That award just means that trying to achieve excellence in your field.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it means.
And I guess like, yes, I think what you're getting at also is like, yeah, this idea that there's like, oh, like I wouldn't set that as my goalpost because like it's frivolous or it's like I'm above that or it's like, but no, like I think it's a totally valid goalpost to have.
Totally valid.
And one that I think is, if more people are being honest, probably that you would want to hit, that you would want to obtain. For sure.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't see anything bad in just like saying like, yeah, I want recognition. Like, also, while I'm working to get that recognition, like I'm also working on myself. I'm working to like to get better and be a better human. So like it like I just want to be proud whenever I die, which is like maybe 85, 89, I don't know. Like, I just want to be proud of, like, what my life looked like. And, like, like, there's a lot of people that work in things that they don't like. Or they work on things that they're, like, they just, like, oh, well, like, I'm not going to fight for this anymore. Like, no. I just want to say, like, whenever I'm old and I'm about to die, and be like, I'm very proud of what I did and what I achieved. And maybe it's not going to be an award, but I'm going to work for it.
Yeah, I also think it's great that you work in something that at the end of the day becomes tangible. Like you can point to the things you've done and said, like you just did a while ago when Luciana was standing out. You're like, yeah, I worked on this, I worked on this, I worked on that. And Luciana was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, luckily, the type of work you do allows you to reflect back and say, oh yeah, I did all these things. I worked on, you can show them to people. Like,
yeah. Like
I think that's also really cool.
Having a body of work that you can point to, like Claudia says, oh, like, because I think there are a lot of jobs that don't allow for that. And that's harder.
I once upon a time worked at a law firm. I had nothing to point to.
And you work at a law firm and then you started, I don't know, bringing coffee. And then like you grow to the point that you're able to, I don't know, like travel to wherever you want and go to the hotel you want. So it is tangible. Like, it is tangible. It's just like you can maybe not point like, oh, I defended this person because they didn't pay taxes or whatever. Like, but I think that growth, it is very tangible. Like, I'm not like 5 years ago, I was someone else. And like 10 years ago, I was like someone else. And 20 years, like it's all about like, I can turn back and be like, fuck, like I'm proud,
Yeah.
Like I'm really proud.
Yeah. It's all about those yardsticks. What yardstick are you looking at? How are you measuring it?
So you've been abroad then about 13 years? Is that right?
Yeah, I've been abroad 13 years, in November.
And so like seems like even though you travel and all that, LA is home for you.
Yeah.
Right? Is that? And you have a community there. I'm assuming you have friends, or tell us a bit about that. Like what was like building that community?
I mean, I've definitely, it's a city of transit. There's a lot of friends, really, really good friends that I've made that are not here anymore. Mariana's one of them. I've like some of my friends are in New York. Some of my friends are in Mexico. Some of my friends are back in Peru, or, like I think, sometimes for certain people, LA serves its purpose. Everybody says it's a city of dreams. I think it's a city of like sometimes broken dreams. It's a very hard city. Thankfully, I've been able to find a really good community. Like amazing people. Of course, like now I pick and choose who I spend my time with. But I can't complain. Like my group of friends is amazing. Most of them are Latino. One Iranian. As I said, everybody moves out, comes and goes, and then it can be fairly lonely, for sure, as well.
I'm curious also how your relationship with Mexico has changed over the last 13 years.
I mean, I love Mexico. Mexico is an amazing country. It's a place that, I mean, I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry. I know you guys are Peruvian, but like, there's nothing like Mexico. Like, I feel like we're the best.
We all feel that way about our countries. What can we say?
Every immigrant will say that about them, for sure.
But I think that my relationship with Puebla specifically has changed a lot. I feel like we have a saying that says pueblo chico infierno grande, which is like little town, big hell. And I think that whenever I go back and I see, I don't know, like, and it's not me thinking that I'm better than anybody else, just like in my own journey.
No,
but
yeah.
but I feel like people are just like doing what society told them to do. So most of my friends that are like 35 or like 36, 37, 32, they're married, they have kids, they have like, they're just like, and being married is fine, but it's just like, I remember talking to these people and like them being like, I'll be the CEO of this and I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to live here and I'm going to be, and then I see them and I'm like, you just stayed where society told you to stay. And so that has been a cultural clash, definitely, because I'm like,
do you find the majority of women in Puebla are not working?
Oh yeah, like, and that's something that I'm really against. People go from their parents' house to their husband's house. That's it. They never know how to pay rent. They never know how to work. They never know. Not all of them. I have like here and there some friends that are like badass, but most of them, sorry if I'm like, if somebody's hating me, whatever. Most of them are just like, okay, so dad was giving money, now my husband's giving me money. And like, where's the growth? Literally, where's the growth? But that's, again, that's me. You know, if you're happy, like, and I'm not judging it. I'm just like, that's where it comes like a big cultural clash in from me living in the States and LA and just like fighting for my dreams to going back home and just like hearing like, this person got a divorce, this person is getting married again, this person's kid is doing this, and everybody's like, oh, my kid is the best, my kid is the best, my kid is the best. And that's hard. Definitely.
It's a polar opposite life to what you're living.
Totally.
Right.
I understand that because it's hard when you're choosing to live your life one way.
Yeah.
And the town where you grew up, no one is living that same life that you're trying to live.
No.
So visiting becomes hard just because you're automatically like the odd one out, right? You're the one that's not conforming. You're the one that's not doing what everyone else is doing. So I understand when it's so different, when a lot of the things that you're doing are different. Yeah, people are going to have opinions and they're going to ask and they're going to want to know, or they're going to judge, and it becomes harder. It becomes harder to visit back home and enjoy it the way you used to enjoy it.
Yeah, but you have to pick and choose. Like, I see my family mostly, and I don't see everybody. Like, I see whoever gives me peace, I guess. Like, whoever I actually have fun with, and whoever adds to my journey and not subtracts. And especially here, time is money.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, that's what we learn here. And I mean, at least in LA, it's just like time is money. Like, so I'm not gonna lose my time. Like, I don't know, you know?
Yeah. But I feel like here people understand that if you told a friend like, no, I can't, people here would understand. Yeah. If you do that back home, once again, the cultural difference, people are going to be like,
this person is not, this person thinks they're
Where are her
better,
values? Where are her values?
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
I feel like I know the answer to this, but we always end with asking, like, what would you say your main cultural identities are at the moment? Do you feel American at all? Do you feel Mexican? Do you feel... I know this response. I don't know why I'm asking.
I don't feel American at all. Like, not even a 1%. And I love LA. I love what this country has given me and taught me and helped me to grow. But I'm not American whatsoever. I am very much Mexican, Latina, but I do have some Polish in me, definitely, as well.
Interesting. How do you see the Polish?
I see the strength, like a lot of things that are things that I really like, and I think things that have helped me get to where I am at the moment, and they will help me to get where I want to get, are because of my mom and because of my Polish roots, and that's like strong, hard, like terca, like just like I'm gonna make it happen, and that definitely comes from my mom. Disciplined, that comes from my mom. Like punctual, those type of things.
Yeah, that's not a Latin trait.
No, that's a punctuality. It's not a Latin trait at all. So no. Yeah. So certain things.
Okay, and lastly, before we let you go, we have a segment called Speak My Language, where we ask our guests to share a word or a phrase in their language of origin, in your case, Spanish. You could also share something in Polish if you like. But word or a phrase that you really, really like, that either has no translation to English or that you just prefer in your language.
Dude, when I talk to you, Claudia, and you asked me that, like the only thing I kept thinking is "me la pelas." Just like
"me la pelas."
What does that mean?
It's just like it's not like, kind of like if someone's trying to do something, you're gonna be like I don't know how to say it. That's the thing. It's just like that's the one that has no translation at all. But it's kind of like,
I don't care.
No, it's just like you're like I'm better than you. I'm better than you in a very not nice way. But that's the one that I keep it keeps popping to my head. Because and I was just like, me la pelas.
Like, I got an A in this, and a kid would turn around and say, like, me la pelas. Like, it doesn't matter.
If a kid would say that, he would be in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
We're getting the severity. The severity we're gauging.
It's more like if someone messes with you, and then you're like, I'm way better than you. Me la pelas.
Wow, I've never heard that.
That's a very Mexican thing. Very, very Mexican thing.
Where does the me la pelas, ¿qué estamos pelando? Like, where does the me la pelas originate?
I would took it like me llega. So, like, I don't care, but I guess not. I guess it's
no. It's a bad word. It's a bad phrase.
Right.
It's just like me la pelas. It's just
in Peruvian Spanish, it's giving me like me chupo un huevo energy.
Me chupo un huevo. Exacto. Me la pelas. O sea, es como, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Like, I'm way better than you are. So, yeah. It doesn't have a transition.
That sounds so fun. I want to use that. Me la pelas.
Sí, así casi me la pelas.
It's so good.
But that's the thing. It's como, I don't care. Like, yeah, whatever. Do you, girl. Or dude, or whatever.
I'm trying to think right now, like, what would I say in English?
No.
Yeah, because
to get that effect.
Or like,
fuck off.
Doesn't do injustice. Fuck
off is very generic. It's very much like a direct
That's
insult.
the thing. Like, I love how in our language it's just so specific. Me chupa un huevo.
No dos, no los dos.
Uno.
Uno más.
Uno. I just like love that. Like, fuck off. Yeah, like we need to get more nitty gritty.
Like,
I like the specifics. I like the detail.
They don't have what
it's very creative.
Exactly. But that's the thing. They don't have what we have. I'm
you
never going to be American.
Me chupo un huevo. This is culture. Culture. They don't have
exactly.
This.
Me la pelas. Culture. That's like they have 3 bad
we're
words.
Walking away with 2 slogans here. We're walking away with Zosia's slogan, which is me la pelas, and Puebla's slogan, which is it's okay, I guess.
Girl, like
you know what? Call up the tourist board. The tourist board from Puebla. They need this gem. They need it.
Yeah. Where are you?
Zosha, thank you so much. This was so fun. I'm going to spam
guys.
you for details.
Please do. Please do.
So, how did this conversation land for you?
This conversation was so much fun. First of all, I want to say, Zosia was such an interesting guest. She lives such an interesting and exciting life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's produced on some of your favorite reality TV shows. So just starting there.
And kind of just like all over, like her range, is pretty big. It's very clear that she's doing what she loves. And I think it's a refreshing quality to see in an adult, because I think we can all remember when we had that when we were young. I'm going to be an astronaut. I'm going to be, we say these things.
Yeah.
And then life kind of like pushes those dreams out. But like you hear someone like Mariana who's like, I'm going to be an actress at age 8. I am an actress at age 38, and I am going to be an actress. That does not mean necessarily that, like, yeah, I don't have an Oscar right now. I haven't done a Hollywood movie, but I'm still pursuing the constant pursuit of that.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't, I'm sure it's gone up and down, but it's just something that she's still very, very sure that she's going to pursue the rest of her life.
Yeah.
You know?
I've never felt sure about anything in my entire life. Like, I mean, about anything.
I felt like actually this naivete that we have about like, I'm going to do this. And it seems like I could totally do that when you're little, right? Like I do remember being little and I don't know. I mean, this is where we were in the US. And I guess like, I don't know, you go through like a career a week, right? Like I want to be an actress. I want to be a doctor,
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, I want to be a model because I guess I had seen magazines and that looked fun. Trying on clothes, like who doesn't, little girl, I think I was like 8. And I went to the phone book, as one did back in the 90s. And I said like, oh, I guess I had heard on TV that to be a model, you need an agent. So I went to the phone book and I opened up the phone book and I looked up for agents. And there were none in like Visalia, I think, where we lived. So I think I just like pulled one up and I didn't even know I called New York. I didn't even know I was calling New York. And like I spoke with a dude and I was 7 or 8 and I was like, hi, like I want to be an agent. Like I need an agent because I want to be on magazines or something like whatever. But like this dude like actually like, gave me advice. I can't even remember. He's like, okay, like I represent like it was probably like his assistant or something, but like we represent this.
Right.
And like you have to get he told me like you have to get like a photo book and you have to get.
Right. You need like headshots or something, right?
And so I hung up the phone, I wrote it all down, and I went to my mom and I was like, I need you to get photos taken of me because I need a book. Mm-hmm. And my mom was like, okay.
Yeah, I do remember you taking pictures. I remember that. I remember mom's like, Luciana wants her picture taken, and you went and you got your picture taken.
Them, you don't. I remember that. Dragging them to like a scouting show in San Francisco. Like we had to drive. I don't remember that because it was just Dad, Mom, and me that went. They took me, me, on this weekend thing where you audition, you run, like you walk the catwalk, you show your book. It was a whole convention, and they were so concerned, as they should, that it was the kid that wanted to do this and not the parent. Like I had to really say, did your parents make you come or did you want to come? And I remember it was like I wanted to come. Like I forced them to come. But it was just like. I thought that like what I was doing is just how I had signed up for soccer. I was going to sign up to be a model.
Right.
It was same.
You were like, this is all it is, right? It's just, I just have to say I want to do it. And then you guys, I can do it. Like,
I don't know. A week later, I changed my mind and it's like, I don't want to do that. Like, oh, look at that. Like something else, but.
Yes, because I don't remember it being like a whole thing. It wasn't like you were devastated or it wasn't that like, oh, I hate
it's
this.
Not panning out for me. Like
it was kind of just like flavor of the week. It was like, oh, Luciana did that, and then now she doesn't want to do it.
Kudos to my parents for like empowering me to do this. Like I am reminded of that lesson so much, and I remember the whole weekend vividly because also it felt so special. We went to a hotel. We had the like breakfast. My dad gave me a pep talk before I did the catwalk. Like, it was such a special moment for me.
Cute.
But I also like that. Like I was so naive. And I didn't know it. And it's like this thing didn't go away for the Zosia or Maria. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not saying that they're naive. I'm just like this, like, oh, I can do this. I think kind of has to carry you. I'm assuming in showbiz for a bit.
I think that attitude, I don't know if it's like necessarily related to age because I feel like I think you still have that. And I feel like I
for
have
other
that
things.
too.
I think maybe humans all have it for something.
Like we don't, like I don't know. I've never related that because I see it as two different things. Like one thing is I've never been sure about anything in my life. Like I've never been like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, and I know it forever. Like I've never felt that. But what I've always had is like, I think I could do this. Are you sure about it? I don't know. Am I gonna do this tomorrow? Who knows? But I want to do it now, so I'm gonna do it now.
So you haven't been sure in like, you've been sure in, I want to do this.
Yeah.
That's what you're
now
sure about. Yeah.
I'm always very temporal. Like there's always a temporary condition with all my wants because I am a sure person. I am assured. I do have certainty in the decisions I make, but I've never had a single one that was like, this is what I'm supposed to do with my life. No, it's always been like, well, today, this is what I want to do. I'm going to go after it. And then like, if you ask me, oh, so this is your passion, this is what you want to do, this is your purpose, or this is what you want to do with your life. I'm like, beats me. It's what I want to do right now.
I mean, to be honest, I feel that like the majority of people feel like that way. It's just that you don't say it. Because like I can convey that I am 1000% sure I want to do this. But if you poke, like, and you ask someone and like, do you want to do this forever? Forever is such a long time. I feel like I want to do this right now is just no one saying the right now. You know?
Right. But then you look at people, you know, like Mariana, where it's like, she's been consistent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know? And so there is something to that because you're like, oh, if you were going to make it in a business like the business of show, as you said, then yeah, you need that consistency. You need to stick it out. You need to like keep going. And like you said, that self-assuredness probably gets you through some of the tough times. But that's what I've never felt. I've never been like, oh, I want to do this. I don't know. I've never been certain of it. I don't know. And maybe she wasn't either. Maybe like Zosia and Mariana, maybe they were just like, this is what I want to do. And every day they wake up and they're like, yeah, I still want to keep doing this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are moments of uncertainty for them, for everyone. But I guess like their conviction, like they're still going strong, right? Everybody has some hesitations. There's some low moments. Mariana walked us through some low moments. So did Zosia, like, you know, but I guess you do persevere. And if you're continuing with that, I mean, it works out. Like, I have no doubt with Zosia. I'm like, oh, we'll talk to you in 5 years. Maybe you have your award then. Maybe you don't.
Yeah.
But it's coming. If it's not in 5, is it? Like, I will not be surprised if I see
that girl knows her shit. She knows what she's doing. And she's like,
pedal
in
to
it
the
for
metal.
As they say in reality TV that she works in, she's doing it for the right reasons, you know?
Right.
She's in it for the right reasons. So she will get it. That wraps it up for us today. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to support us and also leave us 5-star reviews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Hasta la vista, babies.
Ciao, ciao.
At Where We Land, we know that some immigrant experiences are harder than others, especially for those in the margins of our current legal system. So if you would like to help, we encourage you to support organizations that provide services for immigrants and champion their rights. You can find a list of organizations in the show notes.